So here are the groups around Wisconsin. Milwaukee Community, there are 5 places in a month to go to chat. Wisdom of the group. A group the size of your table could be twice as much. It varies every month who goes to that one, but you have 5 places to select. And it's on the e-blasts, and if you've registered, you'll be getting those e-blasts. We have in the greater Milwaukee area a servant leader event. This is a brand new, it's not quite all together, but the time, the place, the schedule is all there. So this is a gentleman who has been in 3 organizations, moved in, all from a personnel perspective, and changed the environment, and significantly enhanced it. He has written a book about it called The Engaged Enterprise, and there'll be 90 minutes on the 26th. It's a Monday morning. Terrible time to have it, but that's what worked out at Wisconsin Lutheran. And that everybody is welcome. And then there'll be a 4-hour session, a work group. It's all in applied knowledge that he will conduct, and that's a paid session. It's up there. The Wisconsin community, here are the folks, and many of them are, in fact, almost all of them are here. Why doesn't that group just stand up, the Wisconsin committee, so you can talk to them if you want to. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's it. Yeah, you can talk to any of them about what goes on in Milwaukee. Fond du Lac has a monthly conversations, details, you can go there. Green Bay has quarterly meetings. Madison has a monthly roundtable discussion. It's at a very high academic content, I should say. All of these groups are fun to be at. You could go full-time to these groups and have a lot of fun. Lacrosse, that's where Tom and I are going tomorrow morning. Wausau is an evolving, it had a start, and now it's kind of gone back, and we need at least 3 people that are committed as a committee to get Wausau done, in the base of the unit. We have people up there interested, but nobody said, I'll be one of the chargers. There's a new website. It's gotten a lot of action. We'll take an email blast, we'll put it out there, and we'll put it into the internet, focused on Wisconsin, and we'll get 10,000 hits. So, this is a big secret, the servant leadership stuff. But it's not as big a secret as you might think. Now tell me if I'm reading this right. What's this number say? What is that? 3 million? Okay. There is 7 billion people in the world. And how big is this number? 291 million. And we don't have the second, but this is like 0.49 seconds search. This is, I think it took 0.6 seconds search. This one is about serving. This one is about servant leadership. Lead by serving and versus servant leadership. That's how many things are out there in the world in that area. The one thing to be careful of, this is kind of a hot topic in the world, is people misuse hot topic. It's the flavor of the day kind of thing. So be sure to go back to our roots and pull it up, lest you be or somebody else might be seduced. Everybody's got to have their own journey. But things are very much alive. There is a session, there was 1 or 2 openings on the best test, Greenleaf's best test certification. It's really designed for consultants. I'm going myself, but it's about meeting the best test. How does that work? And the best test is, do those serve, grow, and do they in fact provide examples to others that follow their leadership? And how do you measure that within a corporation or an institution? Well, we do have 0.5 seconds. Yeah, get my head out of the way. This is one of the seminal statements. There's a lot of them, actually. Then the most open course is to raise both the capacity to serve, that's us, and the very performance as servant of existing institutions by new regenerative forces operating within them. We already have the organizations. We already know a majority of the world has heart. Can they discover it? Can you grow it? Can you nurture it? That's the assignment. Will you ever be done? I don't think so. At least not in my perception. Is it a good journey? It's a lovely, rich journey. Is it frustrating? Sweat? Yes. Yes. People are people. Closing. I want to thank Milwaukee School of Engineering and Sergeant Leader Chair there. Mary, stand up. Mary, who puts all the logistics down. Tom, for putting up with me. And I apologize, Tom, for that, but we have fun. We're going to have lots of conversation over the next 4 hours to La Crosse.
Let me leave you with this. Friedman, his book was "Thank You for Being Late: An Optimist's Guide to Thriving in the Age of Acceleration." Well, we have the post-meeting reactions, and we want your feedback because your feedback is very important as we continue to try to grow this movement. But let me just read this to you as a conclusion. It's very thoughtful, and what he says is this: look at our local communities for hope. And there's so much to be hopeful for here in the Milwaukee community. I was just here 2 weeks ago with my students up at Growing Power in Silver Springs. It's just incredible. Down at St. Ben's Center, which is only about 5 blocks from here, where 400 people will be served tonight, and they've been doing it for 46 years. It's extraordinary the good stuff you got going on in Milwaukee. Look for the good stuff. But here's my closing paragraph from Friedman. He said, "The best explanation I've ever heard for the emotional effect that trust has on a person or community came from the U.S. Surgeon General, who offered a beautiful analogy between the way trust breathes life into a community and the ways our body pump oxygen into the heart. The heart pumps in 2 cycles, the systole when it contracts, the distole when it relaxes. And one of the things we often think is that contraction is the most important phase because that's what gets the blood pushed out everywhere around our body. But you realize when you study medicine, it's in the distole, when the heart relaxes, that the coronary blood vessels fill and supply the heart muscle with the life-saving sustained oxygen that it needs. So without distole, there can be no systole. Without relaxation, there could be no contraction." And then he writes this: "In human relations, trust creates distole. It's only when people relax their hearts and their minds that they're open to hear and engage with others, and healthy communities create the context for that." Friends, you've created a healthy community here today for the last 2.5 hours. Let us all commit ourselves to bringing this to the greater Milwaukee community so others may experience what we have just shared with one another. Thank you very much.